recipients, but also to pay tribute to one dear individual as well. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to present the Mineta Award for Lifetime Achievement in Transportation to a leader whose contributions have shaped this industry in many, many ways. Tom Deen is just quite the man. The Mineta Award, as you know, is named after the esteemed Noel Mineta, Mayor of San Jose, Member of Congress, Chair of the T&I Committee, Secretary of Transportation, and his name adorns, along with William T. Coleman, the current U.S. DOT headquarters. And Polly, it was a pleasure to be with you and the Secretary when we bestowed that honor on Norm Mineta and on Secretary Coleman. But Norm also represents a kind of commitment to excellence that requires the selection of a recipient of an award in his name to represent that personification of excellence as well. And Tom Deen does that. He has literally transformed transportation and left and continues to build on an enduring legacy. Few embody what this award represents as fully as Tom Deen, whose career spans nearly 7 decades of remarkable achievement and unwavering dedication. Born in Lexington, Kentucky in 1928, Tom began his journey in transportation following his service as a meteorologist during the Korean War. His early career included organizing the Nashville area transportation study, setting the stage for a lifetime of innovation, leadership, and impact. And all you need to do is to go to Nashville today and to see what that city represents, to know that the foundation was laid in a way that would allow that city to build from strength to strength. And Tom was an integral part of that work. Tom's influence on the Washington, D.C. Metro represents one of his most enduring legacies. As the director of planning for the system during the 1960s, he helped to shape a vision that would become the cornerstone of the region's mobility, serving millions of riders and setting a benchmark for urban transit systems worldwide. His leadership extended beyond, or extends clearly beyond Washington, D.C., impacting transportation systems in cities around the globe. Clearly from Los Angeles, which is going to host the Olympics in the next few years, to Hong Kong. As executive director of the Transportation Research Board, which meets, as you know, Bob, this week in Washington, D.C., from 1980 to 1994, Tom elevated the organization's role in addressing critical transportation challenges. He spearheaded groundbreaking national policy studies and launched the Strategic Highway Research Program, initiatives that continue to influence the transportation industry to this day and will do so well into the future. Among his many achievements, Tom played a pivotal role in developing the first strategic plan for the intelligent transportation system in the United States. His vision and foresight laid the foundation for technologies that have become integral to modern transportation, from connected vehicles to advanced traffic management systems and the like. Even in retirement, Tom's wise counsel has been sought by those dealing with some of the most complex and high-stakes transportation issues facing the country and facing the nation and the world, including nuclear waste transportation and addressing, with Paul Wiedefeld, Maryland's transportation challenges. So Paul knows how to continue to reach out to wonderful talent and insight as well. His calm and thoughtful approach to problem solving have been invaluable in navigating contentious technical topics and thorny transportation issues. Tom's expertise has also shaped critical policy discussions on climate change, high-speed rail, truck size and weight limitations, and the like. He is a widely published author and a respected voice on editorial boards. Tom has mentored many, many individuals. And during my time here in Washington, D.C., I have been honored to be the recipient of his wise counsel. In recognition of his unparalleled contributions then, we recognize Tom. He was elected to the National Academy of Engineering in 1998, and the fact that TRB made the decision to name its distinguished lecture series in his honor speaks to the profound respect that that organization, which, as you know, gathers literally thousands upon thousands in Washington, D.C. Every year, this time of the year, come snow, ice, or sunshine. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to join you in celebrating the lifetime achievement of this distinguished visionary transportation leader, Tom Deen, and to bestow upon him, all of us together, the 2025 Mineta Award for Lifetime Achievement in Transportation. Tom Deen.
Some of those things actually happen. The trouble is I can't tell which ones happen, which ones don't. But that doesn't matter much. I can't remember what I had for breakfast either. In fact, I'm not sure I had any breakfast. But that was a wonderful introduction. I appreciate that so much, Mr. Secretary. Despite what you may have heard of rumors around here, even though it's been a while, I've been around the country a while, it was not true that I was there at the invention of the wheel. That happened 2 years before I was born. Most of you know, when you get in a situation like this and being awarded a distinguished honor like you give me tonight, you spend a lot of time talking about how all the people have helped you get there. And I'm not going to disappoint you. I'm going to talk about that too a bit. You have to. You realize you couldn't have done it alone. And the first person I want to honor in that regard would be my wife. Those of you knew Betty. Many of you knew her. She died about a year ago at this time. We've been together 71 years, been married 69 years. Warren Buffett, the famous investor, says, and he was born 2 years after I was. I was 2 years old when Warren was born. Didn't know him, of course. But he says a lot of wise things, they tell me. And one of the things he says is that since the selection of a spouse is the most important decision you'll ever make in life, you want to make sure you get somebody better than you and that you don't find out about it for a long time. Those of you who know Betty realize that she didn't discover it for a long time. Fortunately, she ever discovered it. Anyway, I couldn't have done it without her, and I want to tribute to her. Then I want to give a tribute to those of you around the room. As I look around, about half the people here, I think, I've worked with one time or another. Paul mentioned some of them, but just, you know, either rubbing shoulders, you work for me or I work for you, somehow or another. And all of you were smarter than me. That's the thing that's remarkable about it. The thing that I was smart at was being able to spot you and get you on board or to work with you and not be threatened with the fact that you're smarter than I am. That's my one talent. And it was really a pleasure to get somebody that you knew could handle it and would get the work done. So I want to appreciate those things, and I look around, I see people like Bob Skinner and Emil Frankel and Paul Whitfield and Gloria Shepard and how I'm in trouble. I started that. Wayne Kittleson and guys, everybody, and the secretary here. I've rubbed shoulders with so many people that have been just remarkable people. The pounds are great folks. I'm gonna skip over some stuff here because we've been staying a long time. I do want to recognize the ENO Foundation as a little gem of an organization, an enterprise that has turned out, and I owe special thanks to in ways that even my family has not heard. It's a bookend to my career, really. ENO was there when I started, and now here they are in the twilight, and they were there in the middle. But you probably don't know about it, but I got to tell you about this story. It was back in 1953, and I'm not sure I can read it. It's too dark up here. But I'm trying to, you know, your voice goes, and then you can't hear, and then my wife and I were going to smoke signals we couldn't see. So the problem was that back in 1952, the Korean War was raging. Everybody in my class was getting swept up into the war. And I was designing bridges to the Kentucky Highway Department. And as far as I don't know, they're falling down. But other than that, I was not afraid of doing that. And I didn't want to do that for life. And one of my professors knew that. And he suggested transportation. I didn't know anything about transportation as a career. All I knew was I liked to play with trains and trucks and airplanes when I was a kid. Didn't know anything about it. And he recommended two things just as I was being swept into the military. That was to subscribe to the traffic coordinating school, I believe, and to join the ITE and make sure you get their magazine. So that was the two things that followed me around for 4 years in the military, including 1 year in Korea, serving in the 1st Marine Air Wing. And wherever I went, every 3 months, this little war would come up, and I would read it assiduously. Didn't understand most of it, but it told me one thing at the end of the day. It told me that there were serious issues with transportation, that the solution to them was being addressed by serious people, and it was going to be important to the quality of life for our country and the economy, and therefore, and I could be part of that. And I heard about the Yale program. I got out of Mary Betty, and applied for a scholarship to Yale. There was a program I knew about. The graduate program up there got out, and while I was there, Wilbur Smith, who was chairman of the ENO Foundation, was brought the whole. He was one of my professors at Yale, and he invited everybody to come down to Norwalk, Connecticut, where their headquarters were at the time, and we got another dose of ENO magic. So that was the beginning. Now the middle of the career. Middle of the career happened in 1981 when Tom Larson was Secretary of Transportation in Pennsylvania. And we were at an ENO, I was appointed to the ENO Board of Consultants, I guess you don't have that anymore, but you had it at the time. And Tom was also on that board, and he was the chairman of TRB, and I just had the job for about 6 months. And during the break of one of the sessions, I got off and Tom said, Tom, you know, we're failing. TRB is failing in one of its prime missions. The way he talked about it, I said, well, it's not. It's transportation going down there too. Nobody's interested in it. The Reagan administration come in, they were cutting research for the Federal Highway people and the other departments. And TRBs had drifted down to National Cooperative Highway Research Program had driven down to the point where it was seen as pretty irrelevant even by the people who were the recipients of research. So I said, Tom, the only solution is not to try to get incremental improvements. We got to do something big. And I said, we ought to go for $100 million program, which is a hot topic. I couldn't believe I said it myself. But he said, I'll support you. So we sat back, and that ended up being the SHARP program, the Street Highway Research Program. It turned out to be hundreds of millions of dollars of research and innovation, and in fact, the result has been that we have many of the improvements and innovations we have in the way we design asphalt pavements, the way we clear snow off the road. I'm not sure that's a good advertisement, but it would be even worse if we hadn't done it, I guess. There were other innovations that are revolutionizing the industry even today, and that came from, was ENO vital to that? I don't know. What had happened without ENO? I don't know. All I know for sure is it was a successful program. And success has 1,000 fathers, they say, and whereas failure is an orphan. So, as far as I know, ENO was a vital ingredient to making that happen. So finally, now here at the tail end of my career, I get this honor, and I appreciate this one to recognize ENO for its contribution to my career. And it's a great organization that is a small organization, but it finds niches where it can make a difference. And successful doing that made a big difference in my life. Thank you very much.
So I can't really follow that with much of anything other than to say thank you for being here. We really appreciate the support to all the honorees tonight, to everybody that's here, because you know how important transportation is. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your collaboration and your partnership, and enjoy the fellowship for more time together. Please enjoy, have another drink, get to know each other, get to catch up with old friends, and thank you so much for your time here. Please travel safe on the way home. If you're driving, buckle up and put your phone down. Get there safe. Thank you.